I am Representative Tara Simmons, and I am proud to serve the 23rd Legislative District. I have several priority bills this session. One of them is the ICE Out Act, which prevents officers who have been trained by ICE after January 20th of 2025 to become law enforcement officers here in Washington State. That is important because I have worked very hard with our law enforcement here in Washington and the community to build trust and to make sure that our officers are the best in America and they are working up to the highest professional standards. And we do not want individuals who've been trained with the tactics that are currently being used in our communities to come and infiltrate what we have going on here with our culture. I have several bills in the healthcare arena that I am working on that are priorities to me as well. One of them is around transparency in contracting and making sure that our providers and consumers of healthcare know what to expect from health insurance companies. Another one is from a constituent, and it is to make sure that children that have the rare disorder of PANS or PANDAS, which is an autoimmune disorder, have access to the treatment they need to get over that condition. Right now it costs so much money, maybe $15,000 or $20,000 per treatment. And Medicaid covers it, but commercial insurance doesn't. So I'm working with the families across Washington and their children who are suffering with that disorder. I also have been working with the community and law enforcement around a package of bills that I'm very proud of. One is second chances for police officers who might make a mistake in their career. Something as small as turning in reports late can put them on a blackball list called the Brady list. And then it really impacts their future opportunities for employment. I believe in second chances, and I believe everyone deserves that. I spend a lot of my time working for incarcerated and formerly incarcerated people to have a second chance, and I believe law enforcement officers should have a second chance as well. And in conjunction with that is a bill that the community wanted that law enforcement came to support, which is mandatory body cameras. I've seen back home in district over the interim, I had a report of a potential law enforcement working with ICE, and there was a report of harassing of some immigrants. And fortunately, I was able to call the Washington State Patrol, who gave me the body cam footage within 12 hours. And that actually showed that that officer was behaving professionally and was exonerated. And so I think body cameras are a win-win for everyone, and we should have those for every officer. Well, right now, what I am really focused on is not necessarily my bills, but also the budget. And for me, success will mean that there are not deep cuts to critical services in our communities. A successful session will mean that we keep our Medicaid dollars intact, that even though we might not make a lot of progress this session on who is covered, at least nobody loses their health care insurance. And I would say another thing that I'm very concerned about is the cuts to education that are proposed in the governor's budget. And I want to make sure that all of our kids have a good first chance at life so they don't need a second chance later on. And so a successful session for me will mean that we do not have deep cuts to our critical services, education, housing and homelessness, food, and Medicaid for our most vulnerable neighbors across Washington State. I want my constituents to know that it is my honor to serve you. As somebody who came from poverty and has struggled to make ends meet, I know what a lot of my constituents are facing right now. I hear it every single day from paraeducators and teachers to nurses and first responders and just our working class people all across Washington and across my district, and also people who have even less. And right now I am laser focused on bringing home investments in affordable housing, and hopefully we also get a shelter in Kitsap County. Right now I know that's been a big issue that a lot of people are working on. A lot of my investments that I am seeking in the capital budget this session are for affordable housing. I would also say I know that we all benefit from clean air and clean water, and need outdoor recreation spaces, so I am working to also save some of our land and trees across the district. And so those are the priorities I'm working on in the capital budget. And thank you so much for allowing me the honor of serving you. And I am always accessible. If you are a constituent and you want an appointment with me, please do email or call, and I will make you a priority.